welcome everyone to today's class. So last week we considered the call of Abraham. So this week we'll be looking at the call of Moses under the encounter at the burning bush and Moses call. So to start with the call of Moses, let's have a brief narration on the call of Moses. So Moses' call began with his background as a Hebrew because he was born as a Hebrew, but he was raised in an Egyptian household as the grandson of Pharaoh. He received the best education and also learned all the wisdom of the Egyptians, and also he was mighty in words and deeds. However, Moses' heart did not belong to the Egyptians, rather it belongs to the his people, which are the Hebrews. So when he saw an Egyptian beating a Hebrew worker, he killed the Egyptian, leading to Pharaoh's wrath. And as a result, Moses fled to Midian, where he became a shepherd and he got married. So the call of Moses began when he was tending his father's in-law's sheep, which was Jethro, and there he encountered a burning bush that was not being consumed by flames. And God spoke to Moses from the burning bush, saying, Moses, Moses, come closer. Remove your sandals, remove your sandals from your feet, for the place where you stand is a holy ground. So God introduced himself as the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and he also revealed his plan to deliver the Israelites out of the hands of Egypt. Now, God commissioned Moses to go to Pharaoh and demand the release of the Israelites. At first, Moses was hesitant because he was feeling inadequate for the task. He said, according to Moses, who am I that I should go to Pharaoh and bring the Israelites out of Egypt? God reassured Moses that he will make his presence known to the Egyptians, where God said that I will certainly be with you. So Moses had several objections. One of Moses' objections was that he was unworthy. He was unworthy to carry out the task. And the second objection was that he feared rejection. Because according to Moses, he said that he was worried that the Israelites would reject him if he did not know God's name. So as a result, God told him his name, which he said, I am that I am, giving Moses the confidence of God's presence and authority. The second aspect was Moses' unbelief. The third aspect was Moses' unbelief, where Moses doubted that the Israelites would believe him, but God provided signs to confirm his message, such as turning Moses' staff into a snake and making his hand leprous and then healing it. Now, what is the significance of Moses' call? The significance of Moses' call was that it demonstrates God's willingness to us, ordinary people, for extraordinary purpose. Because despite Moses' initial hesitation, he eventually trusted God's promise and he obeyed God's command, leading the Israelites out of Egypt and shaping the course of their history. Now, let's have a brief summary of what I said. Now, the brief summary was that the burning bush symbolizes God's holy presence. And although Moses was reluctant, he was still the chosen one, and he was equipped by God's power to carry out the task. Now, what is the significance of the burning bush? The significance of the burning bush was that it represents the holy and mysterious nature of God's presence, because Moses' encounter with God at the bush marked a turning point in the life of Moses, setting him apart for a sacred task. So we've come to the end of today's class. See you in the next class next time. Thank you.